Test. And the voice works greatly. Alright, let me link that shit up. And let's start this stream already. I do need to finish this game tonight, because I kinda got bored of streaming a level every episode. It's I wanted to stream today. I did want to stream today, and I had the time, and I had the privacy, and I had the space. Unfortunately, my Wi-Fi told me to fuck off. Last night, I wanted to finish this game, but my Wi-Fi told me, fuck no, man. You don't get to do that. Hold on. Alright. Complaining aside, I think it's time. And it stopped responding. Well, doesn't matter. I can just close it and open the game again. As long as it works. That's what matters. And so far it works really decently.
Sega.
Alright. I think this is enough. Hey Dara, how are you? It's always pleasant seeing you in the chat, my friend. Excuse me, there's a certain somebody who just keeps messaging me, even though I'm trying to ignore him. He's a kid, just a bored kid, just trying to have some fun, and honestly, I don't have the time.
The planet of Tartarus
for
is
it.
ravaged. Its population has fled or died under the foot of the orc. Its city...
Basically, the world is fucked. Everything is fucked. I've ran through the cutscene in the last stream, so go watch that. I just want to speed up the process over here. And as I was saying, there's this kid who just keeps DMing me at the worst times possible. That's why I hate political servers. You get all sorts of people. Okay, just gonna tell him I'm busy, I can talk. But yeah, as I was saying, on to that point, I don't really have an interest in what was I saying again? Alright, so as I was saying, I kinda don't really exactly like talking to teenagers about politics, because they usually have the shittiest of fucking takes ever exist. And I've been a teenager, you know, I'm in my early 20s right now, so I've been a teenager and I've known. Teenagers fucking suck. So I just try not to bother my head too much with it. There was a part I missed about the orc. Okay, Ahmed. Tell me about the orc story. I love reading about the orcs.
This disturbance is acting like...
We're starting the game. And hopefully the electricity doesn't fuck with me tonight.
Taking hits!
Walk softly and carry a big The Maledictum grants the demon prince Sindri unheard of power.
Just going to...
Be victorious! Pure hearts and the Emperor's word are more than a match for these abominations.
I remember about What's going on? Alright. Yeah, this is not good.
To the rally point!
Alright, hold on. Something is off about the game.
Our faith
Something
holds
is...
us.
It's time to exit and reopen it again. The mere mention of that kid fucking ruined the game. That's alright.
Sega.
Like seriously, you know, encourage people, even from a younger age, to start actually understanding the world around them. Not to a degree that causes them, you know, to be anxious about everything and, you know, have horrible existential dread, but usually kids are, you know, or teenagers usually are just trolls. And because
The
seriously,
planet
and
of Tartarus
most
is
of this
ravaged.
text to me,
Its population has...
pretty much just trolling. But it's understandable, you know, someone has a lot of spare time on his hands. Oh. How am I even talking about this? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The kid stopped texting me. Trust me. It's hard to ignore someone sometimes. I feel bad about it. But at the same time, I'm busy as well. So, you know, I guess the lesson to be learned from this whole story is that don't be an asshole to people, but also take care of yourself. Anyway, yes, I remember about the captain and his men, you know, the people that use imagination to shoot at orcs.
Fire! While the enemies of the Emperor still draw breath, there can be unheard of power. But we shall yet be victorious. Pure hearts and the Emperor's word are more than a match for these abominations.
Let's see, what am I supposed to do now? Wait, these are my men.
Fear denies faith.
Okay, so I already have a starting
Take
army.
and hold.
And the Aldars are on our side as well to fight. So that is wonderful.
Strategic point identified. Ever vigilant. Objective acquired.
Right. I really adore the Space Marines.
I am ready to serve. Again.
Follow my lead.
Hope these guys can hold positions. Expand, because I don't want to fight this battle alone. It feels like a lot of a drag.
Yes, most beneficent one.
Captured.
I will do as you ask.
Defending objective. Yes, my lord.
This is a magma.
Objective log.
Let's take this. Hopefully these guys. But also kill the demon prince. Huh?
Taking heavy fire.
Okay, I'm being
Stay vigilant,
bombarded by
brothers.
demon artillery.
Claim it in the name of the Emperor.
Fun.
Heresy grows from idleness. Direct us to the enemy. Fear denies faith.
Yes, Lord. Initializing
We
build
are the
protocol.
Emperor's chosen.
Alright.
Cleanse, purge, kill.
We're being bombarded. Enough. Another servitor.
Captured.
Some more research.
At your command.
What consolidate forces here?
I am the instrument of his will.
For terror.
I don't think there's anything to get here, just
Taking damage. Ever vigilant.
Here to serve. As you wish.
just
I shall obey.
escape, my friend. I just sent this guy here,
I exist to serve.
and
I will do as you ask.
going to expend
Heresy
my
grows
resources.
from idleness.
Where did the music go?
What is your will?
Heresy grows from idleness.
Right, so I need to start arming my marines here.
Yes, my lord.
The captain and his men keep killing orcs until a group of 6 orcs came running at them. The man kept saying bang, but they didn't die. The closer they got, the men started hearing the orcs chanting, I am a... Oh my god, shut up. He deadass chanted, I am a tank. Hey there, Logan, how are you? Good to see you, my friend.
Taking hits.
Yes, Lord.
Orcs never cease to amaze me.
I will do
Beautiful
as you
creatures.
ask.
Faith is our shield.
Let's see.
Maintain attack formation.
I await your instructions.
Machine cult and building.
Yes, my lord. Fear our wrath.
I build a magma here. To studying for a sociology quiz. Not studying and good luck on your quiz.
At your command. Direct us to the enemy. Heresy grows from idleness. This day shall be a glorious one for the Imperium.
Alright, the Aldars are making quite a progress.
I am the instrument of his will.
The
I
Dreadnought
am
and
ready to
Noble
pass
One,
judgment.
nothing too crazy. Right, where's the servitor?
Yes, Lord.
Come here, my friend. We're gonna be building a thermal magma, whatever the fuck its name is.
We are the Emperor's chosen.
I think I want to consolidate here and push here, so.
Fear our wrath.
So the next 2 stories need a little explanation for the warp and chaos dot Horn and how the people of 40k Devils. Actually, I've actually listened to your advice and I watched the first video about the 40k in a nutshell by Bricky, and he explained a little bit, traveling and how 1,000 souls every day must be sacrificed for the God Emperor of mankind on his throne. Yeah, Bricky. Yeah. It's really interesting. This regulatory health thing.
Awaiting orders. Yes, my lord.
I'm preparing my.
None can stand before the Inquisition.
I am the instrument of his will.
So far so good.
I await your
Taking heavy
instructions.
fire.
Let's build a machine core with a be shitting me right
Yes, my lord.
now. Okay, so I will not make
Awaiting
any haste.
orders.
Make it chill a little bit.
What is your order?
Alright.
Cleanse, purge, kill.
Want to capture a few relics.
Orders received. Fear our
That
wrath.
would
Onward to glory.
Here's a relic.
Claim it in the name of the Emperor. Engaging the enemy. Charge. Engaging the enemy. Commencing attack. Orders received. Claim it in the name of the Emperor.
Thank you to capture a relic. The map search for
Yes, most beneficent one.
machine called, no?
Build routine 721 initiated.
Fear denies faith.
What is
Send
your
Moving
out
will?
out.
for Marines.
Understood.
Expand our area of
Objective
operation.
logged. Objective acquired. Taking enemy fire. Attack. Stay vigilant, brothers. For the glory of the Imperium. For the glory of the Imperium. Attacking as ordered.
Okay, holy shit, we are increasing in
Commencing attack. Let the grenade fly. We stand ready. Orders received.
right begin.
Initiating attack protocol 23. Heresy grows behind us. Charge. Engaging the enemy. Initiating attack protocol 23. Awaiting orders. Position secure.
Let's start capturing shit.
Yes, most beneficent one. Initializing build protocol. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord.
So, I'm going to move much until I can. Here's the bases.
Position secure.
My faith is my shield.
Seems this position might get
For the
overrun soon, so I'm sending some of my forces here.
We stand ready. Moving out. Cleanse, purge, kill.
Here to serve. Initializing build protocol.
So the story is about an orc who leads a war for orcs. When they get into the warp, they travel back in time. What happened? Okay, they travel back in time. He then meets his past self and kill him so he can dull wild. His favorite gun. I'm lost here. So he killed himself in the past. Well, it's actually a very smart decision to take, Logan, to pre-record your videos before, taking the procedure to remove your wisdom teeth. I mean, it's a smart idea. That is really smart. Okay, you still have something delivered.
Taking damage.
My faith is my shield.
The shit. Okay. And what the fuck are these guys doing even? What on earth are they doing?
Confirmed.
Need to save the old. Save
Faith is
the
our shield.
allies because they suck so much.
Yes, most beneficent one.
And life's a bitch.
I await your instructions.
Praise the Emperor. By my command, attack! Confirmed. My aim shall not falter. While the enemies of the Emperor still draw breath, there can be no peace.
Let's take this position.
Yes,
I'm
Lord.
more likely to keep than the Eldars anyway. Eldars, what the fuck? Deserve to
Build routine
their
721
true name.
initiated.
هو قطع نفسه من زمان عشان يفضل معاك. Oh my god, he killed himself. He killed his younger self. He can have with his favorite weapon.
Ever vigilant. Cleanse, purge, kill.
But let's march and start taking up as much land as possible at a faster rate.
Maintain attack formation. Direct us to the enemy. Orders received.
I am ready to pass
I
judgment.
saved
Claim it
Billy
in
and
the name of
Ass.
the Emperor.
On alert, brothers. The enemy must be nearby.
Alpha
Objective
Vision
acquired.
enemy.
Heresy grows from idleness.
How do I get there? That is the
Weapons at ready. It is time.
Yes, most beneficent one.
We stand ready.
take this area. Pre-recorded lots of Half-Life, Wolfenstein, The New Order, Luigi's Mansion 3, and Batman Arkham Origins. That's quite the productive work.
Under fire. The enemy is
On
attacking.
alert, brothers.
Consolidating
The enemy
position
must
on
be
the
nearby.
objective.
Follow me into battle.
Fear denies faith. Orders received, brother.
To march through.
Maintain
here,
attack formation. Capture.
Yes, Lord.
Taking
Build
base.
routine 721 initiated.
Area secured.
Here to serve.
So am I expanding as fast?
Build routine 721 initiated.
There was an orc by the name Tasca, the demon killer. He traveled to the warp with his war to get a good fight. When he got there, he found a world belonging to Khorn. There was war going. Alright, so when he reached there, there was
Direct
already a
us to
war
the
going.
enemy.
He was crashing the party.
Orders received. What's your order? Stay vigilant, brothers.
This
Take
is another
and hold.
strategic position.
Attacking as ordered. Attacking as ordered. Understood. Objective log. Attacking as ordered. Heresy grows from idleness. Understood. For the glory of the Imperium. Stay vigilant, brothers.
Alright,
We
so
stand ready.
what we're going for now is sort of a war of attrition. The
I await
Taking
your
base.
instructions.
Alpha League.
Build routine 721 initiated.
Well, that's good on you, my friend.
Taking base.
Getting ambushed left and right, and this is not a good thing.
Here to serve.
Securing objective.
Build routine 721 initiated.
Ah, yes.
Yes,
Oh, I
Lord.
sent this guy to follow these. Bunch.
With all due haste.
I love this soundtrack.
We are the Emperor's chosen.
This game has a really good soundtrack. So we're practically near the front lines, or at least that's what I feel.
Understood.
There are 3 relics around, so
Understood.
it's time to secure this southern
Objective
position.
logged.
Take care, Logan, and good luck with that quiz.
Understood. The enemy is attacking. Initiating attack protocol 23. Taking damage.
You're telling me a random orc crashes through the war, the middle of a demon war, and of that just so casually, and he then 1v1s the Prince of Demons.
Heresy grows from idleness.
Holy shit,
Heresy
we
grows from idleness.
have found.
Stay vigilant, brothers. Orders
Please.
received, brother.
Okay. So we have found practically a base.
Yes, Lord. I shall obey.
This is south, you know. Alright, let's get another servitor here.
Yes.
I think we have enough men
Agree.
so the power here
Beware the alien.
For the Emperor!
and charge.
What's your order? We will crush the enemies of the Imperium.
Demon Prince killed Casca, but before he died, he cut his balls out. That made Corne laugh his ass off, so he rewards him by reviving him and his crew to fight endlessly. I mean, the orcs love fighting, so. For some people, this is hell, but
We
for
stand
Casca,
ready.
it's paradise. DNA.
Understood. Commencing attack. Attacking as ordered.
So we have found one of the
Crush the enemies of the Imperium. At your command. What is your order?
So it is very much important
Taking heavy fire.
to pick out this position.
Yes, most beneficent one.
That secure one location at least. I think there's a base of operations there, but hey,
What would you have me do?
it's time to march.
Agreed.
Up here, there's another base here that I need to deal with.
We shall know no fear.
What's your order? Orders received. Attacking as ordered. Commencing attack. For the glory of the Imperium.
I have a
I
dreadnought
am the
somewhere
instrument
here.
of his will.
Okay, so I think I want
By
this
his
dreadnought
word.
to come here and
We are the Emperor's chosen. Fear our wrath. Initiating attack protocol 23. Fear our wrath.
Where am I supposed to go from here?
Fear our wrath. Weapons at ready. It is time. Awaiting orders. Maintain attack formation.
Right, it's time to destroy all
None
of
shall
this.
stop us.
I await your instructions. I will do as you ask.
Yes, my lord. Cleanse. Yes, my lord. Kill.
Here's a position I can capture.
Fear our wrath. Claim it in the name of the Emperor. We will crush the enemies of the Imperium. Engaging the enemy. Fear our wrath. Claim it in the name of the Emperor.
I think I'm on yet another
For the
piece.
glory of the Imperium. Strategic point identified.
Capture.
We stand ready.
Annihilated all of these. Our armies will join up here.
Moving out.
Yes, most beneficent one, I shall obey.
Where are we here? So we're going to move simultaneously here and here. Now
I
let us
await
build
your
first.
instructions.
Take an article because hey, we might get
Initializing build protocol.
few enhancements.
What would you have me do? Follow my lead.
Mission accomplished. Under fire. Awaiting orders.
Here to serve. Initializing build protocol.
The Emperor protects. We shall know no fear. For terror. By my command. Attack! My aim shall not falter. For the Emperor.
I feel like this is yet another case. Fantastic. Alright, so we have four
Yes, my lord.
divisions.
Maintain attack formation.
Some upgrades.
Yes, most beneficent one.
Faith is our shield. Onward to glory!
Time to take this position. About
I am prepared.
Taking hit!
We think alike.
This day shall be a glorious one for the Imperium.
Awaiting orders. Fear our wrath.
Alright, so
Stay instruction. Commencing attack.
holy fucking shit.
Attacking as ordered.
This day shall be a
Taking
glorious
heavy fire.
for the Imperium.
We stand ready. Fire in the hole!
If just wipe out one of my
On alert,
holy
brothers.
shit.
The enemy must be nearby. Follow me into battle.
I await your
The fucking-
instructions.
This is my dead
I
pop.
am the instrument of his will.
Today the enemy shall fall. Walk softly.
Yes, my lord. Our main holds what's your order. Taking damage. Faith is our shield. Returning to battle.
I've destroyed the base, but
Strength is eternal.
By my command.
At your command.
I is massacring my forces here.
Fear denies faith. We stand ready.
Okay, so we're auto-saving. What just happened?
Returning.
What just happened? Why did we just auto-save? Because we did... Okay, hold on. So the orcs have funny name for both their weapons, vehicles, units. The doctor is Pain Boy's wizard. Our weird boys leaders are the boss, and engineers are mech boys. 3 army called the boys. Their army is called the boys. Okay, hold on. So Pain Boy's wizard is the doctor. The leaders are the boss. Wizards are the weird boys. Leaders are the boss, and engineers are mech boys. And the army is called the boys. Remember that I said about their spores? Bone spears. There are other two species that grow with them. First the Gretchen, the Goblin, and Squawk, the Angry Packman. Yeah, I've seen very short creatures.
Taking aim. Taking damage. Ever vigilant. Yes, my lord. Fear denies faith. Direct us. Ever vigilant.
The Emperor protects.
Hey.
Fear denies faith. Rally point! Rally point!
He who stands with me shall be.
We stand ready.
On alert, brothers. The enemy must be nearby.
Alright, I'm not gonna look at this. I simply can't look at this. This is
Under fire!
this is scary.
Yes, Lord?
It's fucking insane, actually.
Yes, Lord.
Under fire! Command! We are the Emperor's chosen.
Walk softly.
Fall back and regroup!
I am ready to pass judgment.
The Emperor protects.
Come to me. Come to me and die. None can stand.
Withdraw and regroup! He who stands with me shall be. Into the fray! I serve mankind.
Weapons at ready. It is time.
None can stand before the Inquisition. For the Inquisition.
Fire in the hole!
Walk softly and carry a big gun. While the enemies of the Emperor still draw.
Alright, holy shit, I think I can put it.
Today the enemy shall know fear.
Oh my god. This is bad, this is bad,
In
this
his
is bad.
Today the enemy shall know
This is
fear.
bad, holy shit, holy shit, holy shit, fun,
I serve mankind.
fun, fuck, 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 fuck,
We shall know no fear.
okay, no, I'm retreating my forces.
I am ready to pass judgment.
While the enemies of the Emperor still draw breath.
I am prepared. None can stand
Forces
before
are
the
being
Inquisition.
wiped out. Oh my god, okay.
Come to me
Okay, the demon piece is down.
The Emperor
Demon
protects.
piece is down.
I am prepared.
Holy shit. Okay. Alright. We just killed the demon prince.
Human! Do not destroy the stone! You will doom us all!
Ignore her, Captain. Destroy this stone before it leads others to ruin.
You know not what you do! We cannot allow this. Take this human down!
Bet you didn't do anything with all fight.
Fool! You have damned us all!
Well done, Captain. Let us bid haste, brothers. The fleet is about to depart and leave us stranded.
Order
Who the fuck did he what the fuck did I just do?
Show yourself, demon.
I will soon. Until then, go forth and spread word of my return.
I am not your herald, warp spawn.
Are you not? You released me.
No, I destroyed the stone.
Yes. And had you done so sooner, you might well have vanquished me. Instead, you contributed to my release with your every sacrifice.
Sacrifice? What sacrifice?
This planet was an altar, human. To the one god, Korn. Sindri arranged the Orc invasion, knowing Space Marines would come to end their threat. Every death was a sacrifice toward my release. And I must say, your contributions were many and magnificent. Isidore, Vale, and finally, Sindri himself. Without so many offerings, I would have remained trapped. I thank you. I will spare your life for now.
Holy shit.
Yes, free. And know I will soon come to claim you all.
Then come and find your judgment waiting. You have escaped captivity, only to face annihilation. I know you now.
Right. Holy shit. Holy shit. Okay, let's see the chat a little bit. Let's see the chat. So the orcs have remember alright, the goblin are weak. The goblin are weak but better shooters than the orcs and fix most of the stuff the orc make and are small enough to fit in tight spaces. They are treated horribly by the orcs, with some playing football by kicking them. The thing you are fighting right now is the big demon, is Demon Prince. To be a Demon Prince, you need to make horrible acts for the Chaos Gods to make them turn you into one. That image is the Eye of Terror, it is where the demon come from. Well, thank you for the lore. Wonder what's next on the agenda. If Total War isn't that... Oh, wait. Honestly, the last mission is a tad bit underwhelming. I mean, I beat it. I beat that level with Space Marines, and I'm playing on normal difficulty. Right. That thing has 11 missions. So I little advise, don't buy the second or third games of Dawn of War, just play the DLCs. I mean, I do have all the DLCs, like I got the Master Collection for Dawn of War. It gives you the Game of the Year edition, Dawn of War, and the 3 DLCs. Assault, Soul Storm location, Soul Storm, and the Dark Crusade. But here's the thing. Now, I don't mind getting these 2 other games. I mean, nah, it's alright, you know. I might just, I will obviously not be downloading the other games 2 and 3, but I do have all the DLCs, and I intend to go through them if it's not much of a bother. So, actually, I do wonder, should I stop the stream here tonight? and start something tomorrow. Should I continue tonight? I mean, okay, they might be bad, but then again, I do want to play them. I wonder, what do I do now? It's still kinda an hour early. Huh. I guess I'm gonna end the stream tonight. Well, that was fun. WA, what's WA? What's WA? Winter Assault, yes, I do have Winter Assault. As I said, I have Winter Assault, Soulstorm, and Dark Crusade as well. Alright, we're going to just check Winter Assault. I need to do a few fixes before I run it. But it's taking forever to load, okay. So I just want to change the settings so it's running as a window. Where is it? Where was it? No, not this. Warhammer 40k. Graphics configuration. No, it's alright, don't worry about it. So what I'm going to do now is I just want to check it superficially. I will not be playing any, full campaign level. I'll run it in a window. Okay. See how it works. That was fine. Yes, everything was correct. Set on high. Finish. And now I run the game. Just run in a window. Now let me enter sort. It's not responding. But it's okay, So, technical difficulties. Usually these old games do crash a lot. And I mean a lot. So, the very fact that it is. Okay, yeah. Alright. Dawn of War, Winter Assault. Let's check this one out. I did open it. We have the order campaign and it is ordered. So let's check the order real quick. On the edge of known
space rests the ice planet, Lorn 5. Lost to the Imperium and conquered by chaos. Lorne 5 will once more be a planet of war. A Titan, forged in the volcanic furnaces of Mars and capable of redirecting the course of war, lies lost in a frozen city. The Imperial Guard, led by General Stern, must recapture what was once theirs, while the mysterious Eldar prepare for the arrival of an unspeakable horror.
Alright, so I'm just going to... What? No. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to exit. I'm going to exit this. I'm not going to start the game just yet. I want to do this tomorrow. I prefer to do this tomorrow. Instead, I do want to do something for the next few minutes, at least. Okay, so the Titans are the size of Burj Khalifa. Oh my god. That long. Are the Titans the Imperial Guard, you know? Or totally different things? Anyway. Um, I want to read a little bit about the months of shame. The months of shame. A friend of mine, no, the same friend that explained some of Warhammer to me and told me the space wolves are cool, has also recommended I read this whole Wikipedia page about the months of shame. So, and OBS is not responding. So let's wait a little bit for OBS to respond. Let's watch a little bit of that, or read a little bit from there, and then we figure something out, or really end this stream. They are, but I like world eaters. The world eaters haven't checked them yet. So it should show my screen right now. Yeah, here we are. Here's the screen. The Months of Shame. The Months of Shame was the unofficial name given to a secret and shameful chapter in Imperial history. It refers to the purges carried out by the Inquisition that followed the First War for Armageddon in 444 M41. I'm not gonna read the dates. I'm just gonna assume it happened a long time ago. How about after reading, we watch Space Marine 2 trailer or Dark Tide? Yeah, I'm not going to be watching any trailers. Last time I played something from YouTube over a stream. My stream got taken down for copyright infringement. So yeah. The related months-long competition between the Inquisition's Armageddon Containment Task Force and the forces of Space Wolves Space Marines. This disagreement threatened to erupt into a full-fledged Imperial civil war between that chapter of the Astartes and the Inquisition. The internecine hostilities ceased in early following an uneasy truce However, the larger institutional dispute between the Space Marines chapter and the Inquisition remained unsolved. Attackers are the Inquisition, excluding Grey Knights and Red Hunters, the Space Marines chapters. Defenders were the Space Wolves and survivors of the First War for Armageddon. Attacking commanders, Inquisitor Lord Gashmel Gisnaros, defending commanders, Great Wolf, Chapter Master Logan Grimnar of the Space Wolves. That's the scale. Segmentum one. What the hell is a segmentum? Basically a space administrative division. Cool. So how long does it span? Segmentum wide. Theater in multiple sectors in segmentum solar, so the solar system. Campaign started at Armageddon and ended at Fenris. The status is a failure, outcome uneasy, truth, large institutional dispute between Space Wolves chapter and Inquisition unresolved. Alright. So got a lot to read. Armageddon was attacked by orcs the first time. When the first time was when the month of shame happened. Alright. Origins of the conflict. The Space Wolves chapter of Space Marines is one of the most idiosyncratic and anti-authoritarian in the Imperium, in terms of both tactical organization and overall philosophy. In both these areas, the practices sometimes contradict traditional norms and imperial decrees. The chapter is also fiercely independent. The Space Wolves' peculiar qualities have created problems with imperial authorities, who have sometimes interpreted Space Wolves' actions as uncooperative, defiant, or even heretical. The Months of Shame campaign was not the first time the Space Wolves had been involved in violent disputes with the Imperial Adepta. There was a history of clashes with the Adeptus Ministorum in particular, as well as with the Inquisition and others. Logan Grimmar, the Great Wolf of the Space Wolves, had been personally involved in some of these incidents. Once he had become aware of the existence of the secret Grey Knights chapter, and had become highly suspicious and disdainful towards the Inquisition and its methods as a result. I mean, holy shit, these guys can fucking nuke a planet out of existence. I'd be, not so trustful of them too. First War for Armageddon. The First War for Armageddon was fought and won for the Imperium under the overall command of the Space Wolves, and more specifically, their chapter master, the Great Wolf, Logan Grimnar. The Inquisition, along with a force of Grey Knights, became involved when the nature of the enemy was revealed. Millions of Chaos cultists, known as the Children of Sanguinary Unholiness, and a coordinate army of Chaos Space Marines from the World Eater's Traitors Legion, led by Demon Prince Angron and his elite guard of 12 coordinate demons. The Cruor Praetoria, Grimnar, who as chapter master was aware of the Grey Knight's existence, asked for the chapter's help against the demonic horde. A hastily mustered ad hoc brotherhood of Grey Knights, along with other Inquisition forces, and as many as 30 Inquisitors, made swift passage to Armageddon. In order to join the ultimately victorious fight, the Inquisition task force was under the overall commander of Lord Inquisitor this guy, an Inquisitor Lord of mysterious origin who was unaligned with any of the existing Inquisition orders. In addition to defeating the threat posed by the forces of chaos on Armageddon, the Inquisition was there to guarantee that sensitive information regarding the existence and nature of the arch-enemy and the existence of the secreted Imperial assets arranged against it. The Grey Knights in particular would not spread beyond the planet into the wider galaxy, where it could increase the chance of chaotic corruption amongst the teeming masses of mankind. The suppression of these truths is a basic element of the Inquisition's mandate concerning the Imperium's eternal fight against chaos. It often involves brutal and indiscriminate purges. When after all, their motto is innocence proves nothing. When Imperial citizens are liable to be executed on mere suspicion, and the whole world subjected to the horror of the exterminatus, which is basically nuclear an entire planet. Aftermath. The first indication that there were going to be problems with the Inquisition post-war plans was revealed months before the end of the war. In the first meeting of Logan Grimnar with the newly arrived Inquisitorial Task Force. Although he knew that the Inquisition would have to suppress the truth of the war after it was over, Grimnar made clear that he did not wish it to carry out the usual suppression campaign, as there was already mistrust and suspicion of the Space Wolves within the Imperial hierarchy over past disputes, and considering the Space Wolves' habit of disregarding Imperial authority, Grimnar's demand seemed either naive or an excuse for a fight, while his manner was condescending towards the Inquisitors. However, in truth, Grimnar was genuinely sympathetic to the human element on Armageddon, and questioned the wisdom of saving a planet if its inhabitants and defenders would then have to be processed by the Inquisition for the sin of knowing about the existence of chaos, with the secret Imperial organizations arrayed against it. Grimnar had specifically structured the planet's defense and use of the Grey Knights in order to minimize the chances of the remaining civilian population accidentally finding out the truth behind the war and the nature of the demonic. This strategy to protect the civilians guaranteed catastrophic casualties among the defenders, both Astartes and mortal humans alike. Ungrown is a World Eater Supreme Arc and Cornish champion. Thanks for the information. The Inquisition was not moved, nor did it deviate from its position that it was the law and the Emperor's decree, the ultimate arbiter, to what was right for the Imperium and mankind. The truth of chaos and the existence of the demonic had to be contained and prevented from spreading into the wider galaxy, where it would cause only more suffering. It's far better to sacrifice millions than have to exterminate billions, as had happened in the aftermath of the Horus Heresy. In practical terms, it made sense for the Inquisition to contain the situation on the planet itself, and this would affect a relatively small number of Imperial citizens compared to the damage control that would have to take place if any escaped the planet to spread chaotic corruption elsewhere. The Armageddon containment was the result of a majority vote by a conclave of the Inquisitors on duty at the planet, and would entail several directives, including sterilization to prevent chaotic mutations from being passed on, and quarantine of the entire surviving civilian population of Armageddon in Adeptus Arbites work camps scattered across the galaxy. This was decided even though the population was generally considered untainted and had no knowledge of the truth beyond the war. A similar fate or even outright liquidation awaited the human defenders of the Armageddon Steel Legion and the Armageddon Planetary Defense Forces, who had valiantly faced the chaotic hordes that invaded the Hive world. The use of exterminatus against the world in order to keep the secret of chaos existence was not an option. The industrial capacity of the planet was too important to the Imperium and the defense of the segmentum solar to be destroyed. Containment. It may sound cruel, but the more people know about chaos, the stronger they become. But the only way for the Emperor to fight them was to ignore them and hide their existence to the world. So pretty much block the haters. Containment. Lord Kisnaros, as the ranking Inquisitor present, had overall command of the Armageddon containment mission from his flagship, the commandeered Imperial Navy battlecruiser Coral's Hope. His attitude to the Armageddon purge was typical of the Inquisition's pragmatic and calculating position, either to sterilize or kill millions on suspicion of chaotic taint, and to have to eventually kill billions in order to prevent the possibility of taint from spreading. As the war was winding down over the objections of Grimnar, which were broadcast to all Imperial forces, heard at the start of the first phase, Inquisitorial stormtroopers began to evacuate the remaining Hive cities, and to herd the population to camps for vaccinations, in reality sterilization by injection. The civilians were told that the evacuation was a temporary security measure to planet's human defenders, including at least 1 million Imperial Guardsmen who arrived for mobile operations after Angron had been banished, were ordered to barracks pending their own processing. The space wolves on the surface engaged in only minor disruptions, as they were clearly overmatched on the ground by the more than 100,000 Inquisitorial stormtroopers of other Inquisition forces. However, they had the advantage in space, with 16 starships present. The Inquisition's 12. Additionally, the space wolves' ships were generally bigger, better armored, and better armed. Grimnar's plan was to help the human defenders and civilians of Armageddon escape the position by making sure their transports safely jumped into the warp at the first opportunity. 20 such transports were already waiting for the human cargoes above the planet. Escape from Armageddon. Soon the first such transport, the Trident of Ilmatha, loaded mostly with defenders but also with civilians, was en route with the Armageddon system's warp jump point, escorted by the Space Wolves frigate Runefire. The ship never made the warp jump, as its warp drive was disabled by the Grey Knight's frigate Carabella, which then proceeded to scuttle the ship. There were no survivors among the Trident's 400,000 passengers. There were the first shots and the first casualties of the internecine war that followed. For their part, the Space Wolves did not retaliate against the firing vessel. Grimnar wanted to see whether the Inquisition would actually go ahead with its plans, one of the many miscalculations that occurred on both sides. Following this episode, Grimnar ordered all the remaining loaded transports to make orbit at the same time, each protected by Space Wolf vessels with themselves and the Inquisition ship's line of fire, with orders not to fire back under any circumstances. Using this strategy, at least some of the transports would safely make it to the system's warp jump points. Snaros, who had tried to reason with Grimnar in exchange, descended into insults and terrible threats, countered by ordering his fleet to fire at the interfering Space Wolves escorts, as well as targeting the troop transports. However, as inquisitorial ships opened fired, and before Xana's order could be completed, Space Wolves reinforcements led by the battle barge Gilfarnheim translated into the system, presenting the Inquisition with overwhelming Space Wolves' naval superiority. A triumphant Grimnar then bade Kisnaros to call off the attack and the chase, which the Inquisitor Lord had no option but to do. The majority of the troop transports carrying Armageddon survivors had survived the brief engagement, escorted by Space Wolf vessels, then safely translated into the war. Holy shit, that is based. The Stealth Legion and World War II on steroids, the US Blitzkrieg tactics, and to wear gas masks. That's a very cool look, actually. The Purges. Several weapons-bearing transports now safely out of the system, the Inquisition initiated the appropriate contingency. In addition to the transport and their escorting Space Wolves vessels, every person, installation, or word that came into contact with Armageddon escapees. Even in the most temporary and fleeting manner, was now liable to be cleansed by the Inquisition. Kisnaros apparently had an extraordinary cross-sector mandate and freedom of action, as his armada ranged far and wide, raining death on anyone or anything whose misfortune was to have crossed paths with Armageddon survivors. Exterminatus was carried out on several worlds, including the planet Tybalt, virus bombed by the specially rearmed corals. Holy fucking shit! Planet's face was sealed when an Armageddon transport briefly stopped at the world's orbiting space for supplies. A number of Grey Knight's vessels, some veterans of Armageddon, and others who had joined Kisnar's growing armada during the encounter were also involved. Among them was the battle barge Fire of Dawn, the flagship of the 8th Brotherhood of Grey Knights, commanded by Grand Master Joros, which also carried out exterminatus missions during the campaign. Holy fucking shit! Alright, so to not exterminate one planet, but also to contain anyone who met with the survivors that fucking nuked multiple planets and entire systems? Holy fucking shit. That's fucked up on so many levels. Lord Joros was leading the Grey Knights' forces attacked into Kisnaros' armada. This was another ad hoc Brotherhood strength contingent, steadily increasing in numbers. Joined the containment campaign after the Armageddon War, along with the few Grey Knights who survived. Joros became Kisnar's principal advisor in the interactions with the Space Wolves, as the latter had no experience in dealing with Astartes. Joros advised in favor of appealing to the Space Wolves' instinct, as their strength and boldness above all. As such, Joros explained that the Inquisition should meet Space Wolves' Astartes at all times from a position of strength, overwhelming force, and steadfastness of purpose, proposed as the cornerstone of the strategy to be followed, which Stars readily accepted. For their part, the Space Wolves following Grimnar's commands were engaged in an increasingly successful cat-and-mouse game with the Inquisitorial containment forces. Notwithstanding their losses to the containment fleet, they managed to spirit away several Armageddon transports safely, dispersing the human cargoes in a variety of far-flung star systems. The Space Wolves are based, but they are stupid. They refuse to wear their helmets, which results in a lot of them getting headshots. I told you they can't allow the knowledge of demon to get out of the chaos. Gods get stronger, and more people die. I mean, to be honest, I'm not going to be arguing with the world of 40k. The rules are set in a sense that everything and everybody sucks. Everything and everyone are fucking evil. Especially humans. They are ready to kill with a lot of prejudice. Despite having a holier-than-thou attitude, the Space Marines are just as complicit in war crimes and genocide as the powers of chaos. I mean, at this point, Exterminatus and having the Demon Prince running around is pretty much the same thing. I probably am gonna get, corrected sooner or later, but that doesn't matter. Very nice descent. With the Inquisitorial Containment Armada itself, descent was building over both the scope and skill of the Purges, and the violent action against the Space Wolves, which in every case went unanswered by them. Some Inquisitors were against the Purges from the start and had voted, so the Armageddon conflict, the continuing campaign added to their frustration. Increasingly vocal amongst the dissenters was the Fenrisian Inquisitor Anika Gerlosdottir of the Ordo Malleus. The attack Grey Knights were also frustrated over the course of events and the fact they were being used outside of their mission parameters. It was they who provided the campaign with its unofficial moniker as the Months of Shame. In the dissenters' eyes, the situation was made worse by the fact that Logan Grimnar, even if misguided, seemed to hold a high moral ground, as the Space Wolves never fired back during hostilities. At least some of the dissent was fueled by the mystery surrounding Kisnaros and by his aloofness. He was a secretive and inscrutable figure. Even to other members of the Inquisition, no reliable information was known of his past prior to his involvement in the First War for Armageddon and the containment campaign that followed. The mystery was enhanced by another unusual fact. Snars was an unaligned Inquisitor Lord, working outside of the existing orders of the Inquisition, and leaving no evidence of trail available to them. Unlike other Inquisitor Lords, he had no retinue or servants, and seemed to keep his own counsel. His stature and authority were diminished in the eyes of his detractors by his apparent youthfulness. His extensive rejuvenate treatment made him look like a young man in his 20s. The mandate entrusted him by his unknown master seemed to be absolute. Everyone have that Hitler in them, and Warhammer allows you to unleash it without problems. Yikes! I mean, hey, I'm recently playing GTA 4 and I drive recklessly. So, man, driving is a frustrating thing, a very anxiety-inducing thing. But in any case, death of Joros. 5 months after the containment campaign began, its cost was rising and its effectiveness diminishing. With no end in sight as the campaign stretched into months, Grandmaster Joros proposed that the Inquisition capture Grimnar. In his opinion, this would result in the chapter's capitulation, and Kisnaros readily authorized a plan. As part of the plan, Kisnaros asked for parley with Grimnar, to which the latter agreed. The opponents decided to meet, with weapons and shields down, in High Karan, a neutral star system. Kisnar's mistrust of the Space Wolves was a match for Grimnar's mistrust of the Inquisition. The Inquisitor Lord knew that in similar previous situations, the Space Wolves had misled and waylaid the Imperial servants. He was not going to allow the Space Wolves to surprise him, and he called the containment fleet to High Karan. As soon as the Space Wolves' parley flotilla, consisting of Grimnar's faction, strike cruisers, Gramasaks, and 4 escorts, translated into Harkan real space, already assembled and waiting Inquisition force opened fire. The four Space Wolves escort vessels were destroyed with all hands. But the Skarma 6 was heavily damaged. Kuznaros was invited Grimnar to meet with him and discuss his surrender, the end of the conflict, and the reintegration of the Space Wolves into the Imperial hierarchy. The others are called human monkey, Necron, called human insect, or meatbag. I mean, everyone is fucking racist and xenophobic in this world. Grimnar agreed, or pretended to. Okay, hold on a second. Who is Joros again? Is Joros like the head of the... Wait, who the fuck is Joros? Pretty much... Lord Joros, okay, yes, leader of the Grey Knights. Alright. Grimnar agreed, or pretended to. He and his three remaining Wolf Guard members traveled to the Fire of Dawn, where all the Inquisitors under Kuznaros were present. Accompanied, okay, I can't read, I can read this in French. Accompanied, I'm not sure of the pronunciation, but it's accompagné in French, and I'm, French educated. French is my second language, so I'm not sure how to, I'm just gonna go accompanied. But retinues, fucking hate English. Also present was the entire Grey Knights detachment led by Lord Joros. Kuznaros tried to explain the reason behind his betrayal of the term of Parley and offered the Space Wolves peace in exchange for their surrender or endless and inevitable ruinous conflict for the chapter if they did not. Grimnar, however, had not come to surrender or to be captured, but to find out who was responsible for violating the sacred oath of armistice. Lord Joros admitted that he, with a heavy heart, given the order to fire on the Space Wolves vessels. In a blinding display of speed and ability, Grimnar killed Joros on the spot, cleaving into the Grandmaster's breastplate and throat with his frost axe Morkai, and ending the Grey Knight's life of service with a single crushing shot. As everyone on the Inquisition side prepared to open fire on Grimnar, Kuznaros ordered them to hold over Joros' body. He again tried to alternatively appeal to and then threaten the Great Wall. Peter was unmoved. He treated the Inquisitor Lord with disdain and had correctly guessed the feeling of the Grey Knights towards the containment campaign. Then, as the Grey Knights tried to physically block them from escaping, the teleporting the Space Wolves shot four of the Grey Knights' Justicars, who were focusing on their collective psychic power. Their deaths being the blinding attempt, the Space Wolves then managed to teleport to the Skarma 6. Kuznaros, outplayed and forlorn over the episode of the Space Wolves' intractability, let the badly wounded vessel and its Astarte slip away into the void. Fun fact, the Grey Knights have the Emperor Gen seed in them, and only 1,000 of them are allowed to exist because the trials to become one is so hard that millions die on it. Okay, and of course I also heard that one of them holds an enchanted sword that keeps whispering into his ear to use his power and corrupt him, but he's so pure of heart and so strong-willed that he can use this sword 24/7 without getting corrupted by it, and has to keep it on hand all the time, else it corrupts somebody else and tempts them. So these guys are the elite. So if Space Marines are super soldiers, these guys are the super soldiers. But there's of course factions stronger than them. Escalation. After the failed parley and attempt to capture Grimnar, conflict intensified. In the months that followed, the Space Wolves no longer kept their wrath of their guns in check and often actively engaged pursuing Armageddon containing forces, destroying several Inquisitorial and Grey Knights vessels. Among them was the Laiv of Janus, which had been the flagship of the Grey Knights, first brotherhood for 10,000 standard years, was lost along with its entire crew and its complete complement of over 50 veteran Grey Knights. The Inquisition sought reinforcements, securing the support of the Red Hunters, Space Marine chapter amongst others. The Red Hunters joined Kisnaros' armada with an entire chapter fleet and strength, including the massive battle barge in Sacred Trust under the commandment of Chapter Master Daemon. Kisnaros had sought the support of the Red Hunters, a chapter that traditionally allied itself with the Inquisition, as proof that the Space Wolves did not speak for the entirety of the Adeptus Astartes. Also because he was unsure of the Grey Knights, some of whom were surreptitiously ignoring the developing campaign and were slow to join it. Casualties on both sides mounted as the armed engagement escalated. At the same time, the containment campaign was meeting with increasingly less success, even as the number of its victims reached into the billions. It was clear that the Armageddon containment was a failure. Too many survivors had been dispersed to too many unknown destinations, thanks to the Space Force's superior cunning and strategy. Yet this remained a hollow victory, as it made the chapter indirectly responsible for the deaths of even more innocents perished by the Inquisition. Among the Inquisition dissenters, things were reaching a boiling point. A widespread conspiracy to assassinate Kisnar, supported by ranking inquisitors such as our own Lady Jaris Tuter, I think she's the lady, and respected Grey Knights such as Hyperion, was taking shape amongst elements of the containment armada. It was the belief of the conspirators that only Kisnar's death would solve the internecine conflict and prevent it from developing into a full-fledged imperial war. Kisnaros, now often counseled by the more hardline Red Hunters officers, had in the meantime installed surveillance servo skulls on the bridge of every starship in the Inquisitorial Armada. As the conspirators' plans were gathering steam, Kisnaros finally tacitly admitted that his strategy had failed. And after 8 months of campaigning, the Armageddon campaign was abandoned. Kisnaros announced new approach. All containment assets were ordered at speed to Fenris, the Space Force's lightly defended homeworld. In an unprecedented last-ditch gambit, Kisnaros intended to hold the planet hostage in order to force the the Inquisition's demands. These demands by now had nothing to do with Armageddon, and everything to do with limiting the independence and autonomy of the Space Wolves chapter. Side effect of the guy carrying the sword is that he can't get close to anyone or else someone will get corrupt. Oh, that's one life of loneliness for the sake of power. Siege of Fenris. The Xnaros' armada, including a multitude of Inquisition warships, Grey Knights vessels, and the entire Red Hunters chapter fleet, arrived at Fenris and surrounded the planet in high orbit, targeting the Fan, the Space Wolves' famed monastery. For a devastating orbital bombardment, the planet was virtually undefended, as the vast majority of the Space Wolves and the chapter fleet were dispersed on missions across the galaxy. Snars, directing operations from his flagship, again asked for a parley with any ranking Space Wolf available, to which the few Space Wolves present agreed. Snars asked the Grey Knight Hyperion, who command. Okay, hold on. Alright. Snars asked the Grey Knight Hyperion, who commanded respect among the Space Wolves as the Blade Breaker, for his role in defending the defeating the demon Primarch Ungrown on Armageddon, and this Inquisitor to join him as representatives of the Grey Knights, the Inquisitorial Orders. Respectively, Kisnaros knew that Hyperion was for a time part of the conspiracy bent on his assassination. The other Inquisitor was open about her mistrust of the Inquisitor Lord. However, Kisnaros apparently wanted the best possible delegation in the parley with the Space Wolves. The team soon arrived at the Fang for the meeting. The Space Wolves had awoken. The venerable Dreadnought Bjorn, the foul-handed, to deal with the Inquisitorial party. The ancient warrior who had once fought beside the Primarch Clement was, during the Great Crusade, the Horus Heresy, and had served in the first Great War as the first Great War in the chapter after Horus's disappearance, immediately received the unbidden respect and reverence of the Inquisitorial delegation, and was thought to be a more temperate and wiser representative of the chapter than Logo Grimnar. Cisneros asked the Space Wolves express obedience to Imperial authority and the chain of command, and a penitent crusade to be undertaken to expiate the chapter's guilt for attacking the servants of the Inquisition. In exchange, the Inquisition and the Imperium at large would take no other action or censure against the chapter. Bjorn was not impressed, considering that Cisneros was asking a proud, storied chapter that had served mankind for a millennia to kowtow to faceless bureaucrats who ruled according to expedience rather than on honor. Further, this was demanded once the Inquisition's guns were locked on the Fang. He asked Cisneros to make a more rigorous presentation of his case. But before the latter could start, and to everyone's surprise, the Space Force chapter fleet under the command of Logan Gunnar translated from the warp near Fenris. The fleet had traveled at extraordinary speed, and the cost of its ruined priests' lives to arrive in time. The negotiation abruptly ended, and the Inquisition delegation made haste to Karl's home. There was the death corpse of Krieg that our World War inspired. There is the book, The Siege of Frax. I highly recommend reading it. Well, I'm not really into reading fantasy books or fiction. Honestly, I'm not really into reading all that much unless something interests me. Though in a span of a month, I practically read like 9 books. That's about right, yeah. 9 books, all about politics and history in the Arab world. Zhanarovich, the YouTuber, is making a video series. I might check it. Might not. Let's see. Following yet another short and fruitless exchange between the panicked Cisneros and the snarling Grimnar over ship-to-ship Vox, an all-out close-quarters naval battle broke out above Fenris, despite the presence of the senior Imperial Navy officers on the battlefield. Solar Cisneros took command of the Inquisitorial fleet from Coral's Hope's strategium. His panicky state disappeared, and he exhibited remarkable calmness under pressure, and intricate knowledge of large-scale combat tactics. He ordered half of the Inquisition as its conventional only bombing of the Fang. Whose defense batteries were already engaging with his armada, was coordinating the maneuvers and targets of the other half of his ships. Upon detection of space wolves boarding torpedoes approaching his fleet, he ordered the Red Hunters to counterboard the space wolves vessels that had fired the torpedoes. While the battle was raging, Grimnar had Skarmasiks come abreast of Karl's Hope, where he, with Astartes vessels, spear shields, armor, and broadside proved deciding factors. Karl Hope's void shields failed first. Immediately, Grimnar and his Wolf Guard teleported from the Skarmasiks onto the bridge of the Inquisitorial battlecruisers. As the Wolf Guard caused mayhem on the bridge, Grimnar sprinted towards the command throne, where Cisneros stood. Despite resistance by Hyperion and one other Grey Knight, and the assistance of Inquisitor Charles Lotter, the Great Wolf quickly reached the Inquisitor Lord. Cisneros was unarmed, and yet he was a powerful psyker with telekinetic abilities. However, either he did not care to defend himself, or he did not have time to react given the Great Wolf's speed and velocity. For Grimnar, in one swift move, in one swift move, decapitated the Inquisitor Lord. Cisneros' death was not enough to placate the enraged space wolves, who continued their rampage, fully intending to kill everybody aboard until Bjorn, the fell-handed, teleported to the bridge of Karl's Hope and bade everyone to stop this madness. Thanks to his timely intervention and mediation, the battle ended, and the truce was sought amongst the combatants. Holy shit. Holy fucking shit. Oh my, that was, wow. 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 By the way, did you see the trailer for the game Rat and Reich? It's World War One, World War Two inspired game where you control mice, rats, lizards, and cockroaches. Yeah, I don't deal with cockroaches. I don't deal with mice. They're kind of cute. Rats, lizards, okay. Cockroach, I don't fucking deal with cockroaches. But no, I haven't seen it. Can you send the trailer in the Discord server, which I recommend everybody join, in the gaming section, because there's a gaming channel there, a game channel. It's for trailers and such. If you could send it there, I'd appreciate it. Thank you very much. Uneasy peace. Bjorn told Grimnar to immediately cease hostilities and to find a compromise with the Inquisition and the Imperium. He addressed these two people that I've already stated their names, but I will not do it anymore because you can clearly see that basically the remaining Inquisitor and Hyperion, whatever, as the ranking representatives of the Inquisition present, it stated that no Inquisition ship should ever again appear over Fenris. The space wolves who had learned of the Grey Knights also not to be mind wiped, as was normal in such cases, but instead Hyperion should personally explain the Grey Knight's mission, its importance to all of the Astartes within the Fang, so that such a conflict should never again occur due to misunderstanding and ignorance of the Inquisition's mission. The combatants reluctantly accepted the terms, and the siege of Fenris ended. However, the term of the truce were only accepted out of necessity by both sides. The losses of the space force were extensive during the conflict. The chapter fleet was decimated. Many thousands of the chapter serfs or thralls had perished, and large numbers of Astartes were dead or disabled. During the siege, the Fang was damaged even more severely than during Magnus the Red's attack in the 32nd millennium. Magnus the Red I forgot. Wasn't Magnus the Red part of the Horse heresy, or am I confusing stuff? Let me open this another tab. Attacks as many as 4 Imperial vessels had crashed into the massive fortress monastery itself, and the orbital bombardment that caused even more crippling damage. Let's see, who's this guy? Magnus the Red. The guy Janovich created a history summary for Rotten Reich. Do I send it to? I mean, you could. Magnus the Red. The Crimson King and the Great Cyclops is the primarch of the Southern Sons. Traitor, yeah, I was right. During the Horse heresy. Right. The Space Wolves' losses were mirrored by the Inquisition. The Grey Knights specifically suffered serious casualties, with several of the chapter's starships lost, as well as Brotherhood's strength contingent of irreplaceable Astartes. The casualties came on the heels of the First War for Armageddon campaign, which had already cost both sides dearly. Even more damaging were the unspoken repercussions, the almost total breakdown of trust between Space Wolves and Imperial authorities, especially the Inquisition, second-guessing of the Inquisitorial masters by some Grey Knights, and the obvious reluctance of others to join Kisnar's containment campaign. However, despite the dissent within his ranks, Kisnaros was not a rogue operative. He summoned a large number of visitors and an entire chapter of Space Marines with their fleet. He prosecuted an 8-month violent campaign against a celebrated loyalist first founding chapter of Space Marines, and had exclusive call on a Brotherhood strength force of Grey Knights, using this clearly outside of their anti-demon mission parameters. Snar's mandate. How wasn't he a rogue operative? He literally did all of this. All of that. Snar's mandate was coming from the higher echelons of the Inquisition. I see now. As was made obvious during the discussion of the truce terms among the assembled Inquisitors over Fenris. The Inquisitors had no choice but to accept the truce. Yet they immediately started to wonder ways of bringing the Space Wolves to heel, going as far as to consider manipulation of the chapter's gene seed. The Space Wolves also had no illusions. The Inquisition was not going to leave them in peace. Even as the last Inquisition vessel was departing, Fenris, Grimnar, and the remnants of the chapter were preparing for the next round of their conflict with the Imperium's secret police. Campaign notes. Armageddon containment, though a failure, still cost the lives of 10 billion Imperial citizens across the galaxy who died in the inquisitorial purges following the escape of the survivors from Armageddon. The blame for these deaths must be shared between the Inquisition and the Space Force. If the purge had been limited to Armageddon, it would have affected a relatively much smaller number of victims. Another factor is the continuation of the conflict between the Inquisition and the Space Force chapter is the fate of Armageddon survivors who escaped the purge thanks to Armageddon's actions and probably a number of the low millions scattered across the galaxy. The surviving defenders have been exposed to chaos and has some likely carried the seed of corruption in them. Imperial records tell of entire worlds that have succumbed to corruption because of the mere presence of a single chaos-corrupted individual. For someone presumably versed in subterfuge and double-dealing, the Snares was clearly outmatched by local Rimnar's cunning, superior strategy, and ferocity. In the beginning, he was treating the unprecedented containment campaign as a routine inquisitorial purge despite the facts on the ground and the analysis of other inquisitors. When he was confronting the Space Force, he was paralyzed by fear that he was going to cause another civil war within the Imperium. The campaign was indeed veering close to such an outcome. As a result, he moderated his actions in several instances, which the Space Force took the definite advantage of. Both sides made basic miscalculations that aggravated and extended the conflict, and clearly misunderstood each other's basic natures and positions. Inquisitor Jaws' daughter called Cosnaros a fool for having no understanding of the Space Force and their motives, but Imperium told Grimnar he was as guilty as the Inquisition. His pride and small-mindedness were some of the causes of the conflict. The Inquisition came to view the Space Wolves as heretical, the Grimnar as defying the Chapter's mandate and mission, thus putting him in clear opposition to the Imperial throne. The suppression of information concerning the existence of chaos and the demonic was a policy instituted by the Emperor himself before the start of the Great Crusade. It remains perhaps the most fundamental core interest of the Imperium, and also main reason for the Inquisition's existence. The source is the Emperor's gift novel. Alright. Content available. Alright, okay. The game is RTS, first-person shooters, like Man at War. I tried Man at War, it rather sucked ass. And the whole plot of Man at War is, you are the American Marines coming in to destroy the new Arab Socialist Revolution, because the people you are fighting are socialist, pan-Arab nationalists, secularists, who want to fight imperialism and oppression and reactionary regimes and traders of faith and all of that. Clearly you're fighting the good guys. And for what? For imperialist ambitions. Like, that's fucking bullshit. Plus the game kinda, didn't work very well on my laptop, so yeah, fuck that. Fun fact, the Space Wolves have a unit called the Wolfen, which is a werewolf. Now that's cool as fuck. I love werewolves. I love werewolves. I remember in Rising Kingdoms, the Queen of the Wolves could turn into this wolf beast, and I'd use her every time. When playing as a foresters, I'd always grant her that ability to morph herself into a wolf. Add to it the ghost white wolves that surround her and protect her, that shit was badass. But the thing but I didn't really use the werewolves in that game. I mean, there were, you could get werewolves, but I don't see the point. Here's a tip for if you ever try to play Rising Kingdom, which is a very great RTS game from the days yonder, 2005. Man of War. Yeah, Man of War. Man of War. I think we're confusing the games. It's because I think maybe Call to Arms is that RTS first-person shooter type of game. Call to Arms. Not Man of War. Man of War is different. Or at least I believe so. So Man of War is different, and that is Call to Arms. Call to Arms is where the Americans attack the Arab socialists that took over after our revolution. Huh. Maybe so. I just thought of Call to Arms because because its gimmick is it's an RTS game, but you can switch between the soldiers you commandeer and play as a first-person shooter. But anyway, if you play Rising Kingdoms, if you pick the Foresters, the best strategy to do it is to get a bunch of shamans. Like, you know, you're gonna figure out how to build them. You build a shaman hut, and you build at least 7 to 9 shamans. You move them in a squad together. I think you can commandeer up to 12 troops at a time. I'm not sure though, maybe 7 or 9 anyway. You commandeer them, all of them, and march them and use them. And you know what happens is the shamans, they you know, one of them uses his magic, you know, to strike from afar. It barely does any damage. However, when you get a second shaman, the second shaman grants his power to the first shaman, and the first shaman delivers a more powerful blow. Now imagine this, but there's like 9 shamans, 8 of them giving the power to this one individual, and this one individual sending out a concentrated strike from far away. I use this trick every single time I'm playing as the Forester to decimate the enemy base, because usually it's a one-shot kill. This is very good to destroy bases. To destroy bases very fast. They will not even know what hit them because you're striking them from away, from, you know, relatively far away. You know, so the fog of war is hiding you. However, I also suggest getting someone to protect them. Maybe Wolf Masters and the Wolves. Wolf Masters are basically short creatures that ride on top of big wolves and can throw knives, and they have a pack of wolves that run with them. So maybe 3 Wolf Masters with their packs just running would provide for a good defense. So yeah, that's a strategy. I actually, when I first started the channel, I wanted to... here's Bjorn the Fell-Handed. But yeah, it seems like... okay, so in the past, when I first started, you know, making videos, I actually started making Rising Kingdom videos. But after 2 levels, I discontinued the series. The same as I discontinued the Syrian Warfare series. These are some great RTS games, both of them, and I really adore them. And maybe, if time allows it, in the future I'll be streaming those. But for now, I think I do want to finish the DLCs of Dawn of War. And once these are done, um, I think everything will be better. I could move on to other things. I was really hoping I'd get to play Silent Hill 4, actually. But unfortunately, it never got to be the case. Be that as it may, I'm sorry Ahmad because you're not back yet. But we can talk about this on Discord probably. My throat is not feeling very well. We've got 519 subscribers as of now. Let's hope for more subscribers to come. Well, that was fun. We finished the game and read through an entire wiki article about the Space Wolves fighting the Inquisition. That was fun. Such an interesting world. Well, I hope you all have a fantastic weekend, considering tomorrow is Friday. I want to think what to do for Friday night. I'm not sure if I want to start Winter Assault just yet. I might, but not too sure. Be that as it may, thank you all for watching. You are an incredible audience, and I'm always honored and humbled to stream for you guys. You're amazing. I'm really saying it from the heart here. Without the lovely people that come in, even if just to say hi before leaving to do their work, like Logan, for example. It's really something beautiful. It's really beautiful. I really appreciate the time we spend as a community together. I invite all of you guys to join my Discord server. The link is in the channel About Me section or right under the username. I believe there's a link there. And I do hope to see you guys on the server so we can discuss more things, talk about things, and the likes. Thank you all. And I believe I will be adding the DLCs into the playlist of Dawn of War, because I don't want to treat them each one as a separate game. I want to treat them all as DLCs within the same game. So it's going to be a very big playlist. Have a good night, everyone, and goodbye. See you all tomorrow.